Hey, my bookish people, it's Nash Hudson here, and we may have a cameo appearance from Phoenix. I don't know. He's right here underneath the table. He might want to come up here in a minute. So if he does, he'll join us for this next question and answer. But I'm answering all of your questions from Undertow, the rip current that drowned myself and saved my soul. It's now available wherever you can purchase your books, published and released on the Westbow Press. And you guys have been sending some really good questions in. So this next question says, what happened with the collection plate at the church? So I shared this story in the beginning of the book where I was sitting in this church service and they're getting ready to collect an offering. I am a struggling college student. I barely had enough money to get there as it was. Okay, Phoenix is laid down, so he won't be joining us this time. So, um, um, I barely had enough money to get there, and I was like, I didn't have anything in my wallet. I didn't. And I remembered, like, my bio mom had told me the story of this one minister, the same minister who happened to be leading that worship service that night. That he was in a service, he didn't know what he could give, and he kind of took a button off his shirt and just put that in the offering plate and just kind of gave that as an offering. And I just remembered, like, sometimes the offering is not always about like what monetarily you're putting into the offering, but also kind of what your treasure is. And I grew up in one church where they would always say, "It's your time, your talent, and your treasure. Your time, your talent, and your treasure." And so I leaned into the notion of my treasure. And what I did was I took the offering envelope, and on the back of the, or no, was it on the back of the envelope, or did I write it? I think I wrote on a paper and put it in the envelope, but I also kind of remember I wrote something on the back of the envelope too. And in so many words, I don't remember the exact phrasing I used in the book, but in so many words, I said, "This is the greatest possession that I own." Speaking of the new job that I just got, my very first cruise ship contract in the cruise industry. "This is the greatest possession I own. And I know that in my hands, I can destroy it. And so I am offering and giving it back to you, and knowing that you are going to make this the best experience of my life." Little did I know that me giving God carte blanche, opportunity, availability, permission to do whatever he wanted to with that would delay me for about 17 months before I would get to my first cruise ship contract. Um, but it was a necessary delay of 17 months of character development. And I talk about that and really, develop like just who I am as a man, like just getting into like the fruits of the spirit and my character and integrity and things that just matter as a human being. Those were some areas that just did not really, they weren't strong in my life. But I mean, how strong are they in most early 20-year-olds? You know what I mean? Like we haven't lived. And while I lived some things, but I didn't really live things in a way that would kind of mold and shape me. And kind of this was when that all situation happened. So yeah, that was a special moment. I have not since put something like that I treasure so greatly in an offer plate, as I learned that that was a 17-month holding pattern that I was not ready for, didn't want to welcome, and I wanted it to be over. So we haven't tested or tempted God again in that sense, but that was definitely it was a moment that needed to happen for me, and I'm thankful that it did. So thank you for that question, and I can't wait to rejoin you here at this space. Make sure that you're connected in all the ways to get the next update, and we'll be answering another one of your questions from Undertow, this book here, my first memoir, which is now available everywhere.